let's take a look at 5 of the most popular microphones for recording a podcast, all for under $100. The first mic on our list is the Samson Q2U. That's Samson, not Samsung. Now to start, it's not exactly a looker. In fact, it kind of looks more like a microphone you'd find at a rundown karaoke bar. But for just $70, you're really getting a lot here. For starters, it has a cardioid pickup pattern, which greatly reduces the background noise. This alone makes it a perfect companion to Podcastle's noise reduction tool. It's also super easy to use, having both a USB and XLR support. I'm not going to get into explaining XLR here, since I cover it in great detail in our full podcast setup video, including this mic. Even though this is a great mic, it's just a little bit over budget for this video. If you're willing to pay more, I recommend watching our full setup video I just mentioned to learn a little more about it. Back to the Samson mic. Picking or not picking this microphone is really about how important aesthetics and build quality are to you. It might sound silly, but having a professional looking mic really makes you feel like a professional. And when you feel like a professional, you tend to perform like one. Either way, at just $70, this is a great option for new podcasters. If you haven't seen our next option, you've definitely heard of it before. The Blue Snowball is one of the most iconic microphones ever in YouTube. And at some point or another, I'm willing to bet that your favorite creator was probably using one. With its iconic spherical snowball design, this mic looks fantastic and features a cardioid puller pattern just like the Samson mic. A simple USB connection makes setup and use super easy, but sadly, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. While $70 gets you both the microphone and a pair of studio headphones, after testing it out, I noticed that the Blue Snowball cut some corners when it comes to sound quality and to background noise. Don't get me wrong, it's pretty good, but it's not gonna win any awards, which is why we almost recommended the Blue Snowball's older brother, the Blue Yeti, for $130. But we didn't need to, because there's an easy way to fix it. By pairing the Blue Snowball with Podcastle's audio AI tools, we can confidently recommend this microphone to anyone. Podcastle immediately balances out the sound as well as removes all unwanted background noise, all with one click. You can learn more about Podcastle's noise removal tool in this video, but in short, Podcastle is an audio and video recording and editing tool, meaning that it immediately removes most of the potential cons of the Blue Snowball. And with the money saved from not buying a fancy schmancy mic, you can get started with Podcastle Pro, which is currently 50% off for the first month. Check out the link in the description. Now, the next 3 mic options on our list differ considerably. The next one is at the top of the price range, but the last 2 are a lot more affordable, starting at $50. This is the Rode SmartLav Plus. And if you're planning on recording your podcast on the go, or you prefer a more natural look, this is the one for you. Starting at $100, but regularly on sale for as low as $50, the Rode's clip-on design doesn't compromise on quality. It pairs perfectly with Podcastle's iPhone app, that is, if your phone still has a headphone jack. And honestly, this is sort of where the SmartLav Plus begins to fall apart, because for the price, you're really not getting that much here. And if you want the official extension cable, it's gonna cost another $20, and that doesn't include the audio interface you'll want in case you plan on recording with guests. So although this microphone is undeniably cool, unless you've got a hiking podcast or maybe you're interviewing people on the street, I'd probably recommend skipping this one. But don't skip subscribing, because our next video is all about how to grow your podcast audience fast, and you don't want to miss it. Now, before we get into my personal favorite choice, I have just one more to show you. And our second to last pick almost doesn't make sense, because you should not be able to get a microphone that looks this good at this low of a price. The Fifine K69B and other similar variants can be found for under $50. And that $50 stretches far, coming with both a stand and a great looking microphone that features an adjustable volume knob. So what's the catch? Well, looks can be deceiving because this microphone isn't nearly as well built as it appears, and it honestly leaves a lot to be desired when it comes to blocking out background noise. Of course, that's nothing that can't be fixed with a little bit of Podcastle's magic dust, but needs to be said. Generally, we'd really only recommend the Fifine if you're on a shoestring budget and you're just looking to get started. Because for just $50, there's not a better way to look like you know what you're doing than this one. Now, before I share my personal favorite choice, just know that all of these mics are great and you can weigh out the pros and cons I covered to choose the best fit for you depending on your needs. Plus, if you record and edit with Podcastle, you can polish up your audio in post-production. Now for my favorite under $100, we have the Razer Siren V3 Mini. This is my top pick because it starts at just $60 and has both great style and great audio quality. I love it because it features a super cardioid pickup pattern for even greater voice isolation. The Siren also features a tap to mute sensor on the top for instant control. Now this is a great feature for when your guest is going off on an amazing rant and you want control. And while it doesn't come with headphones, at just $60, you'll be able to find the perfect pair with the money left over after watching our best podcast setup video. There are no wrong options here, so pick the option that's best for you and your budget, and be sure to take advantage of that incredible 50% off deal on Podcastle Pro. I'm Amy, and I'll see you in the next one.